Guys, I just don't get it. We are in 2024, and problems like this are still something that plagues the gaming community, and I just do not know why we cannot find a way to fix it. I have a solution for it. We'll talk about it here. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it with this PlayStation 5 30th anniversary controversy. All right, so we already did a video talking about the Pro model of the PS5 and how I kind of think it's a little bit of a waste of your money, but people go ahead and do what you want with your money. I'm not going to make fun of you or anything. But they also had the 30th anniversary console edition announced too, and we just had a whole pre-order fiasco go down for it, and I just wanted to talk about it because guys, there have got to be better ways in 2024 to navigate this stuff. So if you haven't been following, they did this little pre-order system with it, which I didn't jump in line for it or anything because I didn't want the thing because I think it's all a waste of money. But they had PlayStation 5 Pro 30th anniversary edition console bundles, or you could get the console itself, and I think controllers and a PlayStation Portal, stuff like that, all with a gray paint scheme just like the original PlayStation. So nothing really major, just a different color. So apparently you would get in this line and you would wait to see when the line actually opens up what place in line you actually got. It was supposed to be all random, so you could be lucky enough to be one of the first people in, or maybe you had to wait over an hour before you got into the queue so you can get into the system and actually buy something. Now, the problem with this is that I think from what I saw, the PlayStation 30th anniversary systems were limited to 12,300 consoles. And you guys, right there off the bat, that's the thing that bothers me the most right there. You know, when the PlayStation 5 Pro was announced, I think a lot of people responded, like myself, a little bit negative to it, like we didn't get the point of it, and the price point of it was just too high. It didn't make sense, so no one wanted to get it. Now they announced this 30th anniversary edition console, and ears started to perk up on some people like, oh, now you have my attention because you actually changing it something with it. You kind of make me want to get it, nostalgia kicking in. So it kind of sucked them into maybe wanting to get one. What I do not understand and I cannot comprehend is why companies make something like this limited. So here you have, let's just use for example, maybe they had a goal of wanting to sell a million PlayStation 5 Pros. That was their goal. But after with the announcement of it and the price and everything, it was going to be, you were going to be lucky if you sold 200,000. Now I'm just shooting out numbers. They're probably going to sell way more than that, but I'm just putting numbers out there. But then you show this 30th anniversary console, and people's ears perked up and say, oh, wow, I actually might want to get that. So your chances of actually selling a million of those would be way greater than just selling that white Pro model. Like people will have incentive to want to get it now, yet they limit it to 12,300. I just don't make it doesn't make sense. If it was something like that for me, and Nintendo is horrible at this too with some of their like bigger box special editions like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and stuff like that, where you have to pre-order, you're lucky if you get one, if you get through the system in time. I do not understand why they just don't make these things like made to order. Like whoever, whatever amount there is of pre-orders, that's how many orders you fulfill. It's money. It's like money for you. I thought you want to make more money. When they make these special editions from Nintendo, they're not selling them at a loss, guys. They're making profit on these things. So I don't know why they don't just want to print as many as they can for a made to order pre-order system. And then maybe a couple extra if you want to ship them out to stores afterwards, but just let everyone be able to pre-order it. It just does not make sense to me why companies don't do that, because I thought your goal was to make money. So I'm thinking that maybe PlayStation was hoping, hey, people are going to come in here, they're going to wait in the line, and it's one of those things that are like, if you've waited in line all this time to get in, you want to walk out with something. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to buy something. I guess I'll just buy the original Pro. Maybe it worked for them. I don't know. Or maybe they just walked out with a controller. I have no idea. I know a time when I experienced this was when the Nintendo Wii was launching. I waited in line at GameStop on the launch date. But unfortunately, my GameStop only got 4 Nintendo Wii's in. If anyone remembers back then with that launch, it was so limited for certain stores of how many they got. And unfortunately, I was like number 6 in line. So all this time waiting in the morning, I was having to hope that the 4 people in front of me were not getting Nintendo Wii's. But unfortunately, they all did. So when I was in there, I was like, you know what? I wasted all this time waiting in this line. I'm not walking out with anything. And I bought an Xbox 360. So it sucked me in. This is how all this stuff works, guys. I've fallen for it. So I'm just like, man, I'm hoping people can learn from others' mistakes. Like, this is what they're trying to do. They want to reel you in. You waited all this time waiting in line and you missed out on the thing you want. But hey, we're going to dangle this other carrot in front of you and say, here you go. You can buy it. We're in 2024. I can understand wanting to have something limited and special edition, but your goal as a company should be to make money. You want to make money. So I don't know why they don't make these things as widely available, because you could have had thousands upon thousands of more people wanting to buy it, yet you limited it, and now you lost out on possible profits from it. So it blows my mind. But the other big thing is the scalping. All right, we went ahead and minimized me now because I know the red with the red beard and everything. I just got back from church, so I'm not trying to change or anything. But the scalpers was the major issue, I think, with this. Is I'm wondering, like, how many people actually waited in that line because they wanted to actually own the item, and what's the percentage of people who actually waited in the line because they wanted to sell it? And a part of me thinks that the majority, and I have no way to prove it. I mean, we have a bunch of listings here on eBay of people who are listing their pre-orders, and what the stuff is, $250. I thought you could get this the controller pretty easily, and I think that actually might be coming to stores. I don't know, but you can see the console here, $1,000. It was selling at, I think, $500. $500 or $600 is what you could have got it at. Part of me thinks that a majority of the people who were waiting in this system are people who wanted to just buy it, to get rid of it, to flip it, to make a profit, which it stinks. That's something that's just been plaguing the gaming community for ages, it seems like now. Anytime something like this comes out, the scalpers go out to buy it first, and then they feed off of everyone to just, boom, get as much as they can out of them, because they know there's people out there who want it, and unfortunately they'll cave and pay these prices. That's why I really wish they would just do this made-to-order system, because that would there would be no more scalpers. They couldn't do it anymore, because everyone would be able to get one at the retail price, and it would just kill them off. So I really wish, and I hope, moving to the future, that there's a way to do something like this. Now, again, this is something I didn't really want, so it didn't affect me and I didn't care about it. But I know there are people who did want one of these, and they probably don't want to fork out an extra $500 for one of them, or an extra $100 for the controller. So it just, I don't know. I know they got a systems where they can move forward, where it should be like a made to order, pre-order system, even if you do it in waves. Even if, because you might have had 1 million people possibly wanted to buy this, and like, you know what, we won't be able to fulfill enough of 1 million consoles during the first wave when we launch it in November. We can do about 200,000, but then we'll do another wave. You should just do something like that, but still let everyone be able to pre-order it. It's kind of like, I think the Steam Deck kind of did something like that. And I can't remember how that went, but they had like a little wave service with that. So, but there's better ways, guys. And hopefully companies will start to open their eyes and know, like, oh, we're just leaving so many profits on the table, and we're letting other people like these scalpers just go through here and reap all the rewards for it, when this money could be going in your pocket, Sony. It could be going in your pockets, Nintendo. So that's my thoughts on this, guys. What do you think? I know every time something like this goes down, it seems like there's videos about it, or we're complaining about it, but we just hope that there's going to be change in the future, because I know that with the Switch 2 coming out, it's going to happen. Hoping that maybe there's going to be some type of special Metroid console for it, but normally Nintendo's pretty good about not making those things super limited. So they do a good job of printing a good amount for special edition consoles and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on something like that if it happens. I just don't want to deal with something like this when it happens. And that comes with special edition games, consoles, anything. So I can understand wanting to make something limited and special, but you're supposed to be wanting to make money. So make enough for everyone and make more money. So what do you guys think? And I'll catch y'all on the next one.